we need to receive and we need to give
kugira ngo
away.
obase kwana ebijuma no yetaga kwakira kandi okagaruka kahereza.
We give to share.
Kubagana.
And then
Lero
I noticed that this lake of Galilee, it gives its water
Lero ejenyanje yagarra ngo kweruhereza amazing gayo
by a river
hariho mugera
that is not so much clear anymore.
ogwo mugera tugwakira mu buteka.
Later on, Jordan becomes muddy.
Bwanyuma Jordan akugira ngo mugero kushohoza amezi ku rugo mu nyanja gwatandika kufa hati na Jordan yatanga kuzama ebyondo.
The water becomes dirtied by mud.
Omugera gwa Jordan amezi gatandika kugira ebyondo.
And I thought to myself,
kuna kirebere nayebuza,
well, it's like in our life.
Ekika kyayenda kuba nkamagara gaitu.
It is not so that we are always happy to be born again.
Buzima tukugira ngo no gumoshemerirwe yenyonka za rwabusya nyonka batizubwa.
And always happy to give worship to God.
Hago gumoshemerirwe buri zoba ryo no turo mu kwimbisa no kuramya.
With loud voices like a waterfall.
Amaraka gakuhinda gakunehira.
It's not always so that we are happy to share with others and bear fruit.
Oshango bundi ngutubutosha ngo twiroshemerirwe ngo no bagane byawe nabandi.
There comes moments
Nehaba nehijaho
and those moments we call temptations.
Obunakobwe obuntu basa kubweta obunakubwo kugezebwa.
There comes moments when the clear water from Jesus becomes muddy.
Agamezi marungi aguwahira hari Yesu hatanga kujobwiro bwo kugezebwa gatandika kuzama ebyondo.
Because we have fallen to temptations.
Abo kubo bundi tugwire ninga tugiro mu kohibwa.
The water of the Holy Spirit
amezi gamtumur kwera
got mixed with mud.
Gajwangana nebyondo.
So we went on
twagumiza muntu tambura
along River Jordan,
turyaha mugera gwitu gwa Jordan,
and we found a place.
Twashango gundu mwanya.
It was a place already not far from the Dead Sea.
Ogwo mwanya gagutarahare na nerinyanje inabagambire bakwete nyanje yafire.
If you would climb a hill, you would already see the Dead Sea over there.
Ina mukakache ahakabungo no tandika kuranziye je nyanje yafire nka
Jim stopped there.
Bamabundo mbaramaji abitwabe twine bayemerao bahumurao.
There was a wooden structure like here.
Akaba hariho ebaho nkebye mukura twemerireho.
So I stopped at this wooden plank.
Nanye nayemera baho aho.
I looked down.
Nareba hansi.
And what do I see there?
Nkareba yo choko.
Fish.
Ebyenyanja.
There's fish.
Ebyenyanja.
There's fish. And what I saw, some of those fish that were rather small.
Ebyenyanja ebyemwe binarebere bukaburu buce nkamukene.
Some of them were going downstream.
Obundi buriyonu bugeza aho kukuratiro twizi kugenda.
They were going with the current.
Buriyonu butwarwa ebingonzi.
Together with the flowing water.
Namezi garu kugenda.
It's easy.
Kandi kikaba changu.
Just let on. You go with the flowing water.
Bwagenda.
And some of them
ebimwe muri byo
were turning back.
Obwenyanja bumwe
and going
gatandika garuka. Bukugendana namezi ruguru.
And we're going upstream.
Byagende ruguru.
They were going back.
Byagarike ruguru owenyanja kuri.
I look at those fish.
Kunarebera ebyenyanja ebyo.
I looked around.
Nareba ebitwetoriraho.
And I realize now
nashanga ngu
that I see what those fish do not see.
Ngunyowe nindeba konke kibinyanja ebyo bitakureba.
I will see how it will end up.
Ninja kureba ahibiragarikire.
I saw that those fish
nareba ngo ebyenyanja ebyo
are on parting of the roads. That's one road leading back and one road leading to death.
Wanshirangu biringa hantano zemhanda. Ukoko burya hamhanda gumwe nugutoroku ogundi nugutoroku.
Because those fish who will follow the current.
Aboko byenyanje mwe byabire bukuratire ebingonzi
will follow the temptation.
Nibiza kuza omukohibwa.
Will follow with the muddy water.
Nibiza kuza kuro mizgarage ebyondo.
They will end up in the lake of death.
Amakuru gacho ngo nibiza kuhenderera omunyanjeri yefire. nabyo bifi
in the
ejo etine magara.
why this sea, this lake is called the Dead Sea?
Ahabwenche enyanja nabagete nyanje firi.
Because the water is salty, so much salt in
Ejo
there.
enyanja amaizi gayo garimo umwonyo nkagakwe.
Imagine you take a glass of water,
Wakwata nk'egirasi y'amaizi ago
you warm it up,
okakikirizo okagimusya oti
and you start putting salt in there.
okatandika kushukamu amaizi omwonyo
1 spoon,
okatamu ekiiko kimwe
2, 3, 4, 5,
bibiri bishatu bina bitano
6,
mukaaga
7.
mushanju
You warm it up,
okagaruka
you mix it,
okataburamu
and you have the water from the Dead Sea.
hati agwa amaizi kokuba orugareeba nigaba gari nkaga ag'omu nyanja egyo efiire.
Imagine you take a small fish
Wakwata ak'enyanja
and put it in this glass of water.
okakanaga omu maizi gawe gari agwatamu omwonyo
You wait 10 seconds,
warindaho obudakiika nk'ikumi
and the fish is dead.
ekyenyanja nikiba kyafiire.
Imagine you take some water plant, some green water plant.
Wakwata nk'amarebe wagiha aha maizi aho
You put it in this glass of water.
wagata omu girasi egyo yiwatamu omwonyo
You wait 30 minutes,
warindaho edakiika 30
and the green plant is dead.
irebe ryawe ndiba ryafiire.
Nothing can live in the Dead Sea.
tiine ekintu ekikubaasa kutuura omu nyanja egyo efiire.
And I saw from the shore of the river
Nareeba omu myegyego y'omugyera ogwo
that those fish who chose to go with the current,
ebyenyanja ebyo ebyashaziremu kugyenda n'ebingonzi
they will end up dead.
nibiza kuhendera
They
bifiire,
will end up the salty water.
nibiza kuhendera omu maizi gari agarimu
No
omwonyo,
chance for them.
nibiba bitakiine gundi mugisha,
No chance,
tibikiine gundi mugisha,
but
baitu
they can choose.
nibibaasa kucwamu.
They can choose.
Yes, nibibaasa kucwamu.
They do not have to go with the muddy water.
Tikiragiro ngu nibiteekwa kugyenda omu maizi gari g'ebyondo,
They can turn back
nibibaasa kuhinduka
and go uphill, go
bigarukye
upward.
omugyera guri ahikuruga.
They can go, and in reality, those fish go uphill, go.
Omu mazima ebyenyanja
Yes.
kubyagarika eruguru
They fish travel through the stream.
byagenda omu ryago
This is
maizi
the cycle of their life. They travel after.
abakuba nigo magara gaitu obunda gitukutuuramu nibitoora oku nibitoora oku.
They travel against the current. They can even jump the waterfalls.
biine amagezi byangyenda n'amaizi nikibaasa
Yes,
kuguruka
they
kigwa
can.
haiguru y'amaizi oreebe nibyibira
And
nibyibuuka
they return to the sources.
kandi bigaruka kuriya
They return to where everything
Ahaburugo.
began. They return to the sources, to the springs of
bigaruka
Jordan
hariya
River.
aha nshuro y'emigyera gwa yorudaani omu maizi amarungi.
And this is the meaning of the great Jubilee.
kandi egyo niyo ntima y'ekijaguzo ekyo kitugamba eky'enkumi ibiri
To
ashatu
return
n'ishatu
to the sources.
ngu tugarike aha mizi,
To return to where everything began.
ngu tugarike ahi twatandikiire,
To return to the beginning.
ngu tugarike aha muramwa
Where everything began with the pure grace of
buri kimwe
God.
kyatandikire ubuzima biri birungi neemaha ndiijo.
For example,
Ekyokureeberaho
well, someone may have fallen in big sins.
hariho obundi obaasa kushanga omwe bagiire omu bibi by'amaani
Very big sins.
bihango munonga.
In big sins, one man can fall in big sins.
Omuntu omwe naabaasa kugwa omu bibi ebyo,
Even some country can fall in big
nangwa na
sins.
n'ihanga ryonka ndibaasa kugwa omu kibi ekyo.
Well, even many countries can fall in big
n'amahanga
sins.
mingi nago nigabaasa kugwa omu bibi ebyo.
So what to do?
Tukore ki?
Follow on
Mwe tugumizemu
to go to the Dead Sea,
tukuratire mpaka tuhike omu nyanja egyo efiire,
or to turn to
ninga
God.
kuhinduka tukagarukira Ruhanga.
Confession
Okuhinduka
is such a return. Go back to God.
kugaruka aha Ruhanga.
You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7,
emu
8
ibiri shatu munana
big
mwenda
sins.
ebiro
Very big
ebihango
sins.
obundi ebyokozire.
You're contrite. You say, God have
Ogenda
mercy.
oza omu kwetiisa Mukama onsaasire,
This
Mukama
is your
onsaasire.
penance.
Oza omu penetensiya.
Well, I met God. I will change.
Ruhanga ninja
You
kuhinduka.
go to confession.
Ogaruka omu penetensiya.
And you're a fish that return to the sources.
Nikimanyisa ngu orya ekyenyanja ekiriyo nikigaruka
You
kuriya aha
can
maizi
start
amarungi.
again.
Ogaruka nobaasa kutandika busya.
There's again the big, clean, great stream
ogaraka kuri yo meza marungi agarumo ebinyansi agarumo enshuro nungi
of pure water.
ameza marungi
You can again worship God like the waterfalls.
no basagarka oramye kandi ohimbise ruhanga
You can again bring fruit.
no basagarka oyane bijuma
And maybe now you are wiser
obundi hatweyina amagezi mingi
not to enter too easily to the stream of muddy waters.
hati obundi tokufa kwetwara omu maizi g'ebyondo
One man can have such a conversion.
omuntu omwe nabaasa kugira okwetiisa nk'okwo
Maybe even the whole country can have such a conversion.
n'ihanga lyona nibaasa kwetiisa rihinduke.
And this is what we expect of the great Jubilee
hati ekyo nikyo tuzooriramu isho aha kyesiima ekyo
2033.
eky'2033
The great Jubilee of our redemption.
ekyo ekyesiimo ky'okucungurwa kwaitu.
This is why 9 years, the great novena, is not too much.
emyaka 9 egye ya novena otagyeta ngu ni mingi muno
Not too much.
teri mingi
It's enough.
neemara.
This is exactly the amount of years that we need.
egi n'emyaka buzima ei turikwetaaga 9.
And this is why we do not have a detailed plan, a schedule.
nikyo tutiinire kugira ngu ahansi akukore eki ebyenshaka tukore eki buriya tukore eki.
Because every man is different, every community is different.
buri muntu naayesha ahi tukutuura buri bamwe biine hwabo
Every country is different.
ihanga ritirikushushana na ririya.
One thing that should be common, Jubilee 2033, redemption.
ekikuru munonga eki turikureeba ha Jubilee aho ni okucungurwa.
This is like a big mountain.
nk'oku okubaasa kureeba orushozi ruhango.
I have read that there are big mountains here
Orushozi mpango munonga
covered with
munonga.
snow, and that there are many paths, many roads which you can take
kandi omu nshozi omwe harimu obuhanda bwingi
to
munonga
climb such a mountain
akakubaasa kukwera waba
from
nootemba orushozi
west
omwe.
and east and north and south.
oreeba nikaраbaha nikatemba
Different roads,
nikashuma
but they all lead to
bwona nibwinamuka
the same summit, to the same mountain.
nibwinamuka aha katungu k'orushozi.
The same goes for the Jubilee.
so nikyo ekyo kimwe ebitwerekyerire aha Jubilee egyo.
We in Poland may have taken one road,
eitwe nka Poland basa kuba ryo akahanda kamwe,
and you in MBARARA may have taken another road.
itwe abambarara nimwe mutooro gwanyu.
Very good.
nikirungi munonga.
What is important?
ekikuru munonga
To be sure that you are approaching closer and closer and closer to the great mystery.
buzima kuhurira oyine obwesigye ngu n'obu turiyo nitutoora